And Tiddler's opponent, none other than Firebat.
Oh my gosh!
That's gonna do it.
Wait,
That's enough, right?
Is it enough?
He has the hero power damage with the swipe. Firebat will be your Hearthstone World Champion.
He doesn't. Wait, he didn't even need the Savage Roar. Oh my gosh! Firebat is the 2014 Hearthstone World Champion.
Incredible game. Firebat, you are our world champion. You are the greatest Hearthstone player in the world. How do you feel?
I feel absolutely amazing. Couldn't feel better.
If you didn't know what that was when Firebat won the very first Hearthstone World Championship back in 2014. That is when Firebat cemented himself as one of the greatest players in Hearthstone history. But recently, if you look online or you look on his Twitch or you look on his YouTube, you don't really see Firebat anymore. Firebat kind of just slowly disappeared into the abyss that we call real life. And you're probably wondering, where is he now? After Firebat won the World Championship, he decided to use his publicity boost that he got from winning it and basically developed his streaming channel, his Twitch and his YouTube, as well as continue being competitive in the Hearthstone scene by participating in more and more tournaments. Firebat actually had one of the best competitive Hearthstone careers out of a lot of the competitors in the game, and he basically did it for 7 years. That is an extremely long time to be in the competitive Hearthstone scene. Firebat also did a really good job of maintaining a social presence on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch.
What? We can faceless it and double dip the heal. We faceless it and then we can child ram it and triple dip the heal. Check this out. 12 damage lifesteal for 24. Woo!
He grew a great social following and people who would watch his content every single day. So to go from this insane legacy to drop it all out of nowhere, it must have been something insane to cause this, right?
But short and stout.
Hearthstone Grandmasters is basically the highest level of content in 2019. Basically, the main idea is 16 players from each region, Americas, Europe, and Asia Pacific, would fight against each other weekly in order for them to make playoffs. And if you won the playoffs, you got a ticket to the World Championship. The problem with this league is that if you did very poorly, you could be relegated. Relegation was virtually meaning starting from ground zero in competitive Hearthstone, which means if you did not perform well, there was a constant anxiety looming over you daily, saying to yourself, am I going to get relegated if I don't do well in this Hearthstone game right now? Firebat was an extremely competitive player and did extremely well in the Hearthstone Grandmaster system, but unfortunately in October 2020, Firebat was relegated from Hearthstone Grandmasters.
And that's going to do it. ETC wins 3-0, tops out Division B with a 5-2 record. A little bit of a shake of a head. ETC doesn't seem like he's happy to deliver the bad news to Firebat, but
we are now saying goodbye. Firebat, with that loss, he is locked in 7th place. Means he joins Empanizado as the two players that are being relegated from Grandmasters here in Season 2. World champion gone.
On October 5th, we got an official announcement from Firebat's Twitter that his competitive Hearthstone career is over and basically thanked everyone for supporting him for this long. Now, in a Reddit thread that was posted about him announcing that he was retiring from competitive Hearthstone, he did mention that he wanted to continue making content, maybe not as much Hearthstone content, but he still wants to be a part of the scene and help competitive Hearthstone as much as he possibly can. Even though Firebat was no longer a competitor in the Hearthstone Grandmaster system, he began his full-time job as a content creator for Hearthstone.
But short and stout.
His YouTube and his Twitch basically consisted of him playing standard Hearthstone, doing some deck doctor stuff, and sometimes another game here and there. But something happened that kind of changed and shifted the way that he was streaming forever. Two of his closest friends in the competitive league, Purple and Zalay, were both outcasted by the Hearthstone community for the allegations towards them. I'm not going to mention it in this video. If you want to look, go Google search it, you can find it. I'll also mention that Purple is doing extremely well at the moment. He has a pretty good streaming career, but that's besides the point. Since Firebat was close to both of them, he got a lot of questions asking what happened and if he knew any information, which is obviously a very uncomfortable subject because he probably did not want to be asked those questions. Also, since he was a friend of both of them, he became a bit of an outcast and didn't really have anyone in the competitive scene for him to basically meme around or hang out with You could also tell that Firebat was probably not enjoying the meta nearly as much as he did back in the day. The game has become so different from what it was back in Classic. Let me know if you guys want a video on that. I would love to make a video on that.
Nah, we died. 0 mana Crocs. Dude, the 0 mana cards were all insane. What's up with that?
Because of this, Firebat basically wanted to stop playing Standard. And you go back into his Twitch VODs and see that he was more catered towards Battlegrounds, even trying out duels, and furthermore moving on to other games. Some of you may not know this, but from a content creator perspective, it is extremely hard to move to a different game, especially in a game like Hearthstone that you've built your entire fan base around. Which means moving to another game is not only a significant drop in viewership, but also a very significant drop in income. This is a really big deal for Hearthstone content creators, and if you want to move to another game, it's almost impossible. As Firebat tried other games like Teamfight Tactics and Slay the Spire, you can go and look at his YouTube channel and notice a very significant drop in viewership. This probably started the thought process of maybe it's time to move on from content creation. When you lose 80% of your YouTube viewers and when your stream numbers have been declining for months because you're trying different games, it definitely weighs on you as a content creator. He was also mentioning that he had a pretty good passive income from his competitive winnings and that he was very interested of getting a real job that would just supplement this.
Bot, short, and stout.
I watched Firebat's last stream and I think he did something that I've never seen another content creator do.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
And just like that, even though he told us we'd see him tomorrow, Firebat was officially done streaming and has not streamed since, and also has stopped all YouTube content for his YouTube channel. Now, a lot of people would ask themselves, why would you walk away from something that is so big and potentially could be the rest of your life with content creation? And this is probably the hardest part about being a content creator, is the burnout and the idea that this may not last forever and I need to build something that's more stable. Thankfully, Frodan, who is one of the casters from Hearthstone and one of his best friends, said this on Reddit. Firebat is doing well. He is currently going to school and decided to give up streaming, if I remember correctly. I chat with him a few times a month to catch up. Seems like he's much happier these days to take on a new challenge in life. And that is amazing to hear. And I hope Firebat, and if he ever watches this video, Firebat, I think I speak for all of us when I say this was one of the greatest journeys we've ever seen in Hearthstone. And quite frankly, I think a lot of people miss you, but I think for all of us, we just want what's best for you. And if you think what's best for you is taking a break and just living your life differently, I completely support it. And I just want nothing but the best. Thank you for being such a huge impact in my life. And thank you for being so inspiring along the way. I hope whatever you get the best because you deserve it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you ended up enjoying it, I would really appreciate a like and a subscription. It took a lot of work to do this video and honestly, pretty emotional. I hope you guys have a great day and you guys look fantastic. Keep it up. I'll see you guys in the next one.